Good day, everybody. Hope you're doing all right. It's time for the Rust rotation, maybe, possibly. Well, it didn't happen early today. If we just quickly look over to here, you can see that the skins still haven't been accepted. So, looks like that trend is now over. And last night, we did do the abnormals. As you can see, Sand Rhino looking pretty good at the moment. It does look like it will be retaining its value. If we just quickly go over to here, yep. So all the way up to $2.40, it's currently still available in the Rust store. If we just quickly refresh here, as you can see, hasn't yet rotated. So constantly refreshing here, hoping to see something changes. But the main point I wanted to bring up to you is I did end up buying some. So I thought the overall sales for the Banana Tier 2 was really, really low. And, well, I thought, you know what? Maybe it's worth risking for. So I also went and jumped in and bought some Sand Rhino stuff. Right then, so what could we potentially see today? We hope to see potentially the likes of, well, here's the Rust Workshop skin checks. Potentially as an early pick, what could, oh, well, Mr. Rock. Surely Mr. Rock. But the main point that we were hoping for is the likes of maybe we do see Sand Rhino Hoodie and Pants instantly being accepted. Or maybe, just maybe, we see Abyss Tier 2 version 2. Do you reckon both of these would be very well liked, very well beloved? Loads of people really hoping right about now. Last week, when this Rust store rotated in and people saw the Banana Tier 2, there was a tons of people dumped their Abyss Tier 3. But then, because it got so cheap, loads of people actually started to buy it out again. And then when they saw this version 2 appear in the workshop, people started to buy it all out all over again. So if you look at its price history, it goes whoop. So that happened. But yeah, this is a potential bit of positivity, but there's other things that could still potentially be picked out. For example, Ghillie Suit Hoodie and Pants. As we are currently looking at, this is TGG's most recent top picks list. Ghillie Hoodie and Pants. Maybe, just maybe, the likes of that jacket skin might be going up even more. So all the better to it, but which one's going to potentially get picked today? Which one are you voting for, chat? Which do you want most? So, yeah, all good, all good. So, not only that, maybe we could randomly see the likes of Spray Can becoming a brand new collection. Maybe we get one of these American football gears. Maybe we get, like, this Madness set, which potentially could be a very good blackout, a budget blackout option. Look at all of that. That is the hoodie, the pants, and the Tier 3 armor all there. Don't you reckon that looks nice? That's also made by Vlek and Igor. They made Forest Raiders and Desert Raiders, so what a coincidence. Maybe a hot dog, maybe El Diablo, maybe a brand new storage collection, maybe a cool looking furnace, maybe a Coke furnace. What about, Locker to Heaven lockers? Yep. What about a minted gold rug? Yep. Don't you want to cover your entire base in shiny gold? So loads of potential things could come out today. Hamster. Revolver? Yeah, come on, give me a revolver. I want a revolver. Give me the redemption revolver. Gimme. Or Chameleon MP5. Anyone? Yep, that's very likely potentially going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. Yep, that would be very nice and very well appreciated because, of course, many of us have got the likes of the weapon racks, don't we? I saw someone post this earlier today. Also, yeah, Unity, that's a funny thing at the moment. But yeah, gun racks. It seems a lot of people really are appreciating them. That's why we need more collection continuations, Face Punch. That's why we need more Redemption and Chameleon. Maybe some pirate stuff couldn't hurt with that. Maybe another banana weapon. You just can't stop yourselves, can you? And yeah, loads of people still talking about the Unity situation. Studios are actively outright saying publicly, yeah, we're not going to be using the Unity engine anymore. They have royally shot themselves in the foot. And yeah, the guy that is the current CEO of Unity, he was the same guy from like 12 years ago who thought the idea of, maybe we could get people to pay for extra ammo in Battlefield. So yeah, they're not exactly being well run at the moment, so what else do we need to talk about? I don't know. I think we've just basically covered everything in that short amount of time. I mean, don't forget, if you want to be able to get all the links to the skins that aren't abnormal, so the regular skins, when, of course, the Rust store rotates, when this changes, the likes of the Banana Tier 2 armor, the high-quality metal gloves, and the Wild Boar AR, they're all going to become marketable. And as you can see, I have the links to them all readily prepared. How did I do that? Well, on scmm.app, you can go into here. Do you see how there's a marketplace button right there? If you click it, it will give you their workshop, their Steam market page. Sorry, I'm an idiot. So yeah, overall, this is what is expected to be the final sales. Only one skin did over 15,000 sales. That's how ridiculous this week is. So in the future, potentially, all of these could potentially easily go up in price. If there were ever anything that potentially could cause a spike in demand to happen, well, if there's only so many of them in circulation, all the better for it to easily rise up in price. Now, we've basically talked about that a lot. We've really reinforced that point across when we're talking about the likes of the Sand Rhino, but this is basically what influenced me to jump in and buy out some of the stuff earlier. Things are looking fairly safe. The sales are really low. In the grand scheme of things, in the long term, I think it's probably perfectly fine to potentially buy a few things here and there. But both of those doors kind of awkwardly aren't really retaining their value. If we just quickly go over to here, just quickly remind ourselves of this. Yeah, this is a $2.49 door, and the buy orders basically end at like $1.15. And then over to here, this door, the funny old looking one, well, same thing, $2.49 in a Rust door right now, but the buy orders end at about $1.15. I don't think they're retaining their value. Well, that was awkward. So, Adentos, I'll answer your questions afterwards, because basically, at the moment, I guess we're basically just going to skip ahead now, and we'll see the Rust door rotate, and we'll start talking about all those new skins. So, with that, let's skip ahead, and let's see what happens. Okay. Right, should be happening now. Pug Rock! Oh, shit! Oh, it's a big one! It's a big one! Where's my revolver? Damn it! And Mr. Rock, damn it! Okay, well, it's a big Rust door. Loads of skins this week. Loads of skins. And we got another collection. And we did get more training collections. So we saw a lot of early picks. We get to touch grass! We get to touch grass! Yes! Yeah! Yes! Yeah, oh god, Kelp Rug. Chat, if you happen to own Kelp Rug. Okay, cool. So, that was interesting. We're going to probably wait a fair bit, and then we'll talk about all of these skins and whatnot. So, what we'll do is we'll skip ahead. Right, gentlemen, we're back. So, it's been almost an hour. Quick refresh. What do we see? A very, very, very nice looking Rust door right in front of us. But something very weird happened. So we didn't really talk about it, because I didn't initially realise what it was. Do you see this right here? That's not a Berserker Thompson. That's a Berserker SAR. This was submitted over a year ago. What? What? Well, that was random. I'm not opposed to it. Number one, look at that Aimsight. That's pretty good. Yellow with red, and yeah, that's going to be basically amazing for all environments. Great. So I'm not opposed to it, and that's a pretty cool looking SAR, but that was really weird. I was not expecting anything like that. I actually thought it was the Thompson. I didn't get a proper look at it. I knew it was a Berserker skin. I didn't realise it was the SAR. But anyway, very nice looking Rust door, and you shouldn't be surprised. Well, I know we could sit here and be surprised. A lot of the skins were early picks. Yeah, we'll talk more about that in a bit. The first thing that we should talk about is which of these skins isn't abnormal. And it's going to be very quick, because the only skin this week which isn't abnormal are the gloves. Yes. If I were to go through all of these skins real quickly, every single one of these skins, except the gloves, are abnormal. And quite pricey if I point that out. So, abnormal, 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 not abnormal. That is the only skin that isn't abnormal this week. So, that's interesting. And of course, with a Rust door rotation, we have all of the regular skins becoming marketable. Here is the banana kilt, and as you can see, a lot of interesting looking buy orders going all the way up to 90 cents. So if you can remember yesterday, we did our abnormal talk. We of course talked about prices for the abnormal skins and the regular skins, and based on the success that the banana collection has had throughout all of this year, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some banana hoodie and pants or Tier 3 being made at some point soon, and that's why I suggested maybe we kind of go a little bit strong on the likes of the banana skins. Banana kilt more specifically, because, you know, overall that's the more important thing. Okay, awesome. And then if we look at the likes of the other pieces, Kilt, of course, has more interest compared to the other tier 2 pieces. So, yeah. I will sort that out in a minute, Boba Rust. I saw the thing. We'll sort that out a bit later, okay? So, yeah. Banana looking somewhat interesting, but of course we do mainly care about the Kilt. So let's see what happens from here and now. It didn't sell that much, all right? It only did about just over 10,000 sales. That's what SCMM can see. Perhaps there was a few more made by private accounts. We don't fully know. But from what I can see here, it could potentially easily go up in price if there just happens to be a little bit of an increase in demand for it. And what most likely could happen with that? Well, if we do see more banana clothing and armor skins being made and potentially being accepted. So best of luck to that. We also have the high quality metal gloves. And, well, I did sit here and say Roadsign gloves tend to retain their value fairly regularly. And, well, you know what? Why not do a buy order close to about 90 cents? Because all of the Roadsign glove skins that have come out this year, except the Easter ones, they're all in the positive ever so slightly. So, yeah, this very likely will be retaining its value. And from here and now, if we do see the likes of a continuation of the high-quality metal clothing and armor set, that being the likes of hoodie and pants, or tier 2 armor, then all the better for these gloves. And, of course, that tier 3 armor. So we just have to wait and see what Diaz does next, because he didn't submit a skin this week, and I'm not 100% sure why, but oh well. And then we have the Wild Boar AR. Unfortunately, we've had far too many AK-47 skins accepted recently. We talked about this yesterday. 70 cent to 90 cent buy orders pretty much all around, so yeah, it is what it is. It's the timing. We already had a whole bunch of very interesting looking AKs being accepted in recent Rust stores, and then this one comes out, and it's like, if people really wanted one, they probably already bought an AK. It's awkward, but it is what it is. So, and then one quick extra look at the likes of the Abnormals, and we've already got buy orders going over $2.50 for the likes of the Rhino. It looks like it got bought out. People were talking about this. Apparently, the Sand Rhino was getting bought out. So, hey, it is what it is. But the doors don't really look like they've changed that much. So, with that, we should probably start talking about the new skins. If we just quickly look over to here, to the Rust Steam market, you can see Abyss is looking very good at the moment. Oh, yes, it does. And Samurai Haidate? What's that all about? Well, we'll talk about that in a second. All right, so let's just refresh here. Let's start discussing all the brand new skins. Okay. All right. Warhead, what the hell are you on about? You keep your personal business to yourself, sir. No one wants to see you on that website. What the hell? Anyway, so, looks like we're going to start off talking about the likes of the grass rug. So, this is interesting, okay? So, number one, congratulations to you, Shino, your second ever skin to be accepted. It finally happened. We can finally touch grass. It's wonderful, but this is an instant indication of what people are likely going to want to use this for. So, remember the forest camouflage rug? In fact, we probably should look that up. So, camouflage net. That's it. That's what I should have said. So, when this first appeared quite some time long ago, we never really saw anything like this ever appearing, and, well, I get the feeling this is going to start suffering now. By default, it was already suffering because most Rust skins are suffering at the moment. The autumn fall seasonal dip. But this is going to make things a whole lot worse for it. Another affordable green rug has been accepted. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, earlier this year, we had the kelp rug, didn't we? And the main point is, there is quite a decent amount of people that like to cover their entire base in green, in hopes that it actually does some sort of camouflage in the forest areas. It's not really effective. If anything, I think it's just all a bit of a gimmick, a bit of a joke. But essentially, from what we can see here, that could potentially be the intention. Ha ha ha. Overall, it's got transparency as well. You could cover your windows with this and utilize that for strategy. So that was also another thing that we mentioned before, the likes of the kelp rug. Overall, you can have grass inside your base. And perhaps it's like roll and lawn. So you could basically pretend you have like a special garden or something indoors. I get the feeling a lot of people actually could come up with some pretty cool ideas with this. So, Shino, pretty cool idea. It's been accepted. Where do we go from here? What silly ideas could you come up with for like setting up a garden? Do you know what? for role players, they probably should like introduce like some sort of DLC where there's like potted plants and whatnot. Yeah, the perfect potted hemp and whatnot. Anyway, so yeah, pretty cool. But we have to discuss what's going to happen from here and now. So if we just look at all the rugs that come out this year, that kelp rug, that did 50,000 sales almost. That sold for $1.49. Do you reckon we're going to see very similar numbers, very similar sales? Now, I must reiterate, half the reason why this is struggling is because, well, most Ruskins are struggling at the moment. Look at the player count, not looking very nice compared to the previous months. Not too hard to understand. But, back over to here, what will happen with the likes of this? See, that's already cheaper than this at the moment. But this is a nicer, lighter green. Plus, you know, you can put that on your floor. Like I said, you could pretend and have like a specially made garden and whatnot. I'm looking at that, and I am cautious. So I do remember this. When this came out back in July, this did like 25,000 sales after the first 24 hours of it being in the Rust store. I remember that. If that matches up to that, we're probably going to have some funny problems. So, for the longest time, this was actually retaining its value. Let's go back to that again real quickly. Look at its history. So, it's had a bit of a funny history. It kind of trended down, went up a bit, down. But this is effectively all skins at the moment. When we hit post-Christmas, it's probably going to start going slightly up. Now, it's awkward. I do get the feeling this has taken away all its attention, all its thunder. And a lot of people would rather use this now. It's debatable. Well, number one, it's abnormal, so we don't have to rush to buying it. Keep an eye on this one, all right? Keep an eye on this one. If anything, I feel like that camouflage net rug is definitely going to start suffering even more so now. So if you happen to own that, well, you've got to make a decision now. Are you going to keep it or are you going to get rid of it? But where do we go from here? Do we see some grassy-themed deplorables now? Chino, garage door, sheet metal door, wood door. What else is there? Start thinking about that. Because I do think a lot of people would like to have like some very grassy or mossy themed sort of skins. That actually might be pretty cool. So if that somehow turns into some sort of collection, all the better for it. So yeah, maybe we have to also keep an eye on the likes of the workshop. Right, so hello there, Kamal Bendoli. How you doing, sir? Right then, so we're going to leave that for now. I will wait. I will do my abnormal buy orders. So this is a case of let's wait until Wednesday. We're going to do the abnormal buy order stream. We'll discuss what we see, the sales, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. And then we'll figure out what buy orders we want to do. We'll do them. And then, yeah, we'll see if it's perfectly fun to actually go ahead and buy these. Basically, exactly what we did last night when we looked at the likes of the Rhino, the Sand Rhino. We figured out that there's a very good chance we might see the likes of Hoodie and Pants being accepted at some point in the near future. Therefore, all the better support for it. Also, it didn't sell that much. So, what we did is we did the barders first, and then afterwards we saw that the barter support went all the way up to the price it was selling for in the Rust store, indicating it was probably perfectly fine to jump in and buy some, like I did today. So, yeah, let's leave it like that, alright? Don't need to rush into anything. Chameleon MP5. Right, Chameleon collection grows ever stronger, and yeah, like I said earlier, to my chat mainly, I would not be surprised if we see the LR300 being made now. What do you mean, Hedge? Well, if you go to the workshop page, scroll down, you can see that there's actually a Chameleon collection, and there was initially a Chameleon LR300. So this is very likely to get a version 2. This is probably going to be also accepted at some point down the line, and from then on, it's going to be what new skins will Milho be making next? Because please revolver, the more the merrier, and it does look like they sell a lot. It does look like people really do like them. It does look like it's a perfect thing to see every single week. So Pythons, Saps, SARs, you name it. Feel free to go to his workshop page, so go to here and start offering suggestions. I need to see this as a weapon, or that as a weapon, or this. Tell him. And you know what? At some point, wouldn't be surprised if it probably turns that into clothing and armour and deplorables. I'm looking forward to it. Just look at how Tempered Collection turned out. That looks like the perfect counterpart to it. Alright? Okay. Hello, Carrico. Good to see you, sir. I'm just currently doing a video at the moment, don't worry. Right then, so MP5s, that's the problem that we need to bring up. MP5s at the moment, a little bit of a problem. However, we did have the likes of the Redemption MP5 being accepted not too long ago. How's that holding up? Only down by 2%. I rate the Chameleon collection and the Redemption collection in like the same tier. They hold up quite nicely in terms of interest, popularity. So I get the feeling that the likes of the Chameleon MP5 will probably perform exactly like the Redemption MP5. However, Redemption MP5 has a little bit of an edge. Redemption MP5 has that very useful Aimsight. So perhaps this might not hold up just as well as the likes of the Redemption MP5. So that's also something you should take into consideration. But, you know, this did sell at a cheaper price, so probably should be too hard to retain the value, maybe, possibly. We shall see. Either way, I do expect more Redemption skins being made. I do expect them to potentially being accepted, so all the better for it. And people very likely will be wanting more collections, more skins for collections, because the weapon racks being introduced last week, people need to show off, people need to flex, they need more very cool shiny looking skins to put on their weapons as they put them all on display inside their base. So yeah, that's why I do think we will be seeing more Chameleon skins. All the better to it. Right, Berserker SAR, you were a big surprise. It was in the workshop for over a year. Not sure what happened there. I'm not complaining. Number one, very cool looking skin. Look at that. You got the teeth there, all the metal, the shine looks awesome. But we've already brought this up, haven't we? That Aimsight looks pretty interesting. The yellow, the black brown tip, and then the actual red dot, like right there. So yeah, it's not actual red dot sight. You know what I mean? It's the whole Aimsight there. That is going to be super useful for pretty much every single environment, and it looks cool. All the better for it. So, you know what I mean? This is good. This is good. If you can remember last week, I mean, we could probably bring this up. What am I going to write down? I'm going to type in Face Punch blog. Hopefully this is the right one. Yep, and this is the most recent one. Yep, Airborne. Let's click that. Do you remember looking at this last week? Face Punch showed us some statistics. I said that correctly. Statistics, yep. And if you look at the most used weapons, what's number 2? Why, it's the semi-automatic rifle. Not too hard to imagine. That's not really too much of a surprise. But the main point is, I get the feeling lots of people seeing this for the first time and realising the usefulness of that. This probably could potentially be a very useful play skin. And, thank you very much for that. I'll show that off in a second. Let me finish off talking about this. So yeah, Berserker SAR, from what I can see here, and I wouldn't be surprised from here and now we see a whole lot more Berserker skins being made now. Mr. Vase, Miss Henushka, wouldn't be surprised if they're motivated. I get the feeling that SAR's going to have a pretty nice future ahead of it. Now, how many SAR skins have we had over the past year? Let's just remind ourselves. Right, the answer is, well, quite a lot. Redemption SAR's been doing quite alright. All the other ones are awkward. That's very likely going to be doing very nicely. Remember, the comic SAR is really expensive. This is like the budget version of that. In fact, how much is the comic SAR right now? It's still $11. Are you kidding me? Well, there you go. That's why that one's doing quite right. It's the budget version of it. Anyway, looking at the Berserker SAR, cool looking design, useful Aimsight. How many will this sell this week? Because it's currently listed at $3. And if you can remember the previous week, we saw hardly any sales overall. Look at that. Look at that. So if this is a situation... Oh, look. I shouldn't have done that. Now it's completely... Okay, anyway. This right here, okay, if it doesn't sell that much, if all the other skins here like get more attention compared to it, this might not sell that much. And all the better for it for becoming a very nice investment for the future, because that would mean a lot less people buy this in excess. And by that I mean people who might buy 50 or 100 or maybe even 1,000 of them, if you know what I mean. So that right there is looking very nice and appealing. But I don't want to rush into buying it yet. I want to see how many sales have happened first, all right? That's what I want to do. So yeah, it's abnormal. We don't need to rush into buying it. The usual routine. We're going to do our barders first. We're going to be extra safe because at the moment, the times at the moment are bad. We don't want to accidentally offer too much for a skin. We don't want to jump in too quickly. But like I say all the time, if you happen to like it, please consider buying it. Support those skin creators. Buy it, use it, enjoy it, all right? So, but if you're wanting to make a profit, if you're looking at this from a financial perspective, don't rush into anything. Stay calm. Approach it calmly. So we're gonna wait until Wednesday. Now, Micro just helped us out real quickly. He just wanted to show us, here is the Aimsight for the Chameleon MP5. Yeah, it doesn't really compare to the likes of the Blackout and the Redemption MP5 in terms of the Aimsight. However, oh, nice pink. Right, cool. So I guess we should probably start talking about the Abyss now. All right, let's go do that. So, I've got something to show you. Do you remember when I was making a huge fuss about that poor unfortunate guy that had a massive amount of Abyss stock dumped onto him because he didn't keep an eye on his buy order? Well, he's probably really happy now. Oh, you can imagine. So, yeah, right there, that's more than 150 Abyss face masks being dumped on Mr. Flox. And he was quite upset when that happened. Imagine him right now. So let's just kind of give you a lot of very good context in regards to what happened last week with the previous Rustor. So for the longest time, loads of people were hoping, praying, begging to see Abyss Tier 2 being accepted. Banana Tier 2 was accepted instead. So loads of people gave up, loads of people just unloaded all of their stock in the Steam market, clapped their hands, and they just walked on. They got fed up, they didn't like it anymore. But it just so happens that in the workshop over the past weekend, Abyss version 2 Tier 2 was uploaded. So a version 2 was uploaded, and it's instantly accepted as an early pick. So let's go show the reaction, because like we showed you just a minute ago, if you look at the front page right now, Abyss Tier 3 did get bought out. The reactionary nature of the Rust economy took place. So they're selling at a much better price than what they were selling for about a week ago, and I just want to show you what that looked like. So that overreaction last week, if we can just go back to last week, see how some people were fairly hyped up, the price went up a bit, and then, oh look, Banana Tier 2 is accepted instead. Price went down. But over the course of this past week, we saw the version 2 for Tier 2 being submitted, and now it's doing a whole lot better. So, rock bottom literally a week ago, a whole lot better. I think it's a lot easier to see with the chest plates, so let's just quickly go see here. Yeah, that's a whole lot more easier. Look at that. Look at that. Oh no, Banana Tier 2 is accepted instead. We're doomed. Oh wait, hang on a minute. Is that... oh, it got accepted. Cool. So, anyway. You might be wondering, what should I do now? Should I sell my stock right now? Well, if the money's good to you, you're more than welcome to do that. You could probably wait until the weekend as well, because I know some people are still currently thinking on what to do, but you could sell now, but already we've just seen someone unload 45 stock there, which is of course going to kill the momentum. Or, you know, you could just wait until we potentially see the likes of Abyss Hoodie and Pants potentially being accepted, or you could just wait until post-Christmas time, because this is a cool looking set. We've now got that kilt, so all the better. But it's up to you, really. If the money's good now, if you're really that desperate, it's okay, you can sell. But I still kind of get the feeling that if you hold out for a bit longer, you could potentially make some more profits. Whether it's selling until post-Christmas time or waiting until we get Hoodie and Pants as well. It's up to you, right? It's up to you. But we now need to talk about this. We need to talk about this armor. So here is the Abyss Tier 2. How much is this going to sell? First thing that we need to take into consideration is compare it to the sales that the Abyss Tier 3 had. Both of these had over 30,000 sales. If this compares to it, all the better for the Tier 2 armor. However, there's two outcomes that could also happen. This potentially might sell more than this. That can lead to problems. Do you remember the Reptile collection, Reptile Hunter? Do you remember when the Tier 2 armor came out and it sold a ridiculously higher amount compared to the rest of the core pieces? Yep. Well, look at the state of it now. Yep. So, what do you mean? So, the Tier 3 sold like 17,000, the Hoodie and the Pants sold like 19,000, and then the Tier 2 like sold like more than 35,000 for each of the pieces. That's now struggling. This isn't. So, you can see how if the numbers are a whole lot more closer among the core pieces, it holds out better. If it's ridiculously too high, it's going to struggle, it's going to suffer. So the other outcome is this might not sell as much as the Tier 3 armor, which would only make it better for it. that basically means well, you know what? Forest Raiders is actually a good shout for this. So Forest Raiders Tier 2 didn't sell as much compared to the other pieces. So Tier 3 here, just over 30,000 sales. Hoodie and Pants, just over 30,000 sales. Tier 2, only slightly, so the kilt only did just under 29,000, and these two pieces sold a significantly less amount. Let's now look at this based on price, and wow, wouldn't you believe it? Yeah, the Tier 2 armor is the most expensive pieces out of all the Forest Raiders, just because of that. Just because of the sales, most likely. There's a lot less of them in circulation, and among the core pieces, the kilt had the least amount, and well, look at that, it's now selling for almost $50. So that could potentially happen with this. If it sells less than the Tier 3 armor, and if eventually we get the hoodie and pants as well, and this is still the least selling out of all of it, all the better for it in the future as an investment. But it's abnormal. We don't need to rush into buying this. We can leave it for now, all right? We can leave that for now. We don't have to rush. Let's keep an eye on the sales. On Wednesday, we'll look at it. We'll make a decision what prices we want to offer in terms of doing the buy orders, all right? And then we'll do it. We'll look at it afterwards. We'll look at the support. If the prices do match up very nicely to the $2 price that these are currently selling for, then yeah, we would probably consider jumping in and buying out some, all right? All good? So exactly like how we operated when we approached the San Rhino last night, that's what we'll do with that Tier 2 armor next week, okay? So we don't need to rush into anything. We're going to leave that for now, but it does look promising. Over the course of the next few weeks, we're going to be constantly keeping an eye on the workshop and wondering, will Little Ranger submit Abyss hoodie and pants soon? I would give it at least 2 weeks, because I don't imagine they're going to be instantly having a design for it readily prepared. I think maybe we've got to wait at least 2 or 3 weeks, so we shall see. Maybe he could submit it as a Halloween submission. Maybe. I mean, last year we did get the From Hell rug being submitted along with all the other Halloween skins. I think Abyss is scary enough, surely? Yeah. So that's a hard maybe, all right? And Micro, that is perfect timing. We're now going to talk about the Ronin Tier 3 armor. So if you saw the front page, you might notice the Samurai Hidate. Why is that currently on the front page? Well, with the arrival of the likes of this Ronin Tier 3 armor, you might notice, well, hang on a minute, we don't have a kilt yet. Oh no. Well, with great thanks to Mr. Micro, the Samurai Hidate seems to pair up very, very nicely with that Tier 3 armor. So, if you're wondering why the Samurai Hidate has been bought out and increasing in price, look no further, because that's exactly the reason why. That blends in very nicely. So, all the better for that. And once again, thank you very much for your help there, Mr. Micro. So, this is a brand new collection. And I already made mention of this earlier. It was potentially going to come out in either 2 versions, the red version or the black gold version. We went with the black red version instead, which is fine because Bad Trip already made black gold collection last year, as in the actual it was quite literally called Black Gold Tier 3 and Hoodie Pet. You know what it is. Anyway, moving on. This right here is a cool looking mask, but some people did bring up a bit of a problem with it. So here's the mask, very nice, but hang on a minute, this kind of looks a bit familiar. Yeah, that. That was given away for free earlier this year, wasn't it? And then, of course, we do have some fairly similar skins that have like a similar design and whatnot, but anyway, looking at this, doesn't matter too much. What we care more about is what's going to happen next. Will we see Ronin Tier 2? Will we see Ronin Hoodie and Pants? That's the main thing that we're going to be hoping for, all right? So that Samurai Hidate at the moment, if we do see Tier 2 armor being submitted this weekend or in the future at some point, that Samurai Hidate kilt is probably going to go down in price. So if you happen to have bought any, you better make sure you sell them sooner rather than later, because that potentially could turn into a problem. Yeah, get a good look at that. So earlier today, this was selling for like just under $2. Well, now it's $3.65, and not sure how much higher that could go, but it pairs up very nicely with the Ronin Tier 3 armor. All right, Katana Sword would match too. Don't give him ideas. Maybe. I do have a lot of them, so I would like to sell them for a better profit, but I'm not going to 100% agree with that, all right? And Oh, SteamDB's pinging me about CSGO. Great. What perfect timing. Thanks, SteamDB. Right, anyway. So, Tier 3 armor, brand new set. All we can really do is just wait it out, keep an eye on the workshop and see what happens next. Now, at the very least, has anybody sat here and said, hey, are you going to make any more pieces, Tier 2 armor or hoodie and pants? Well, there you go, right there. Oh, good stuff. Thank you very much, Mr. Froggy. That's exactly what we needed. What about on the face mask? Has anybody said anything there? Let's go to here, face mask, more comments? Nope, just one. And same person. Right, fair enough, that's cool, that's fine. So, we need to see the response, but I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing more core pieces being made. Hoodie and pants or Tier 2, eventually. So, all the better for that. As an investment, again, abnormal, Bilders first. However, this probably won't be the most This probably won't be the most bought skin of the week. I really do feel like all of the attention is going to be put towards like the Grass Rug and the Abyss Tier 2. So much how with like last week, Banana Collection, Banana Tier 2 only sold so much. Maybe this is not going to sell that much. I would expect at least 15,000 sales. But, well, we shall see. Micro, do you have another picture? Oh, the Renegade Kilt. Okay. So Renegade Kilt potentially might get a new home. Yep, Renegade Kilt was accepted somewhat recently, and it kind of matches up quite nicely. They got the gold belt there. Yeah, I think it works. Yeah, I'd kind of like the had that hair a little bit better, but yeah, I can see that. So, good shout. Good, thank you for that. Thank you for showing that. So, Renegade Kilt is a whole lot more affordable. That is true. So, either the Renegade Kilt or the Samurai Haidate. Cool. Right. So, what else do we have to talk about? It's the Pug Rock. Yeah, Pug. We have a Pug collection. Now, I'm just going to sit here and say this, but I preferred Mr. Rock. Damn it. Anyway, let's just move on. So, the rocks. How many animal-themed rocks have we had this year? Quite a lot. We've had a frog, we've had a capybara, we've had a hamster, we've had a hermit crab, and now we've got a pug. Right. So, hang on a minute. Oh yeah, that was a version 2. Sorry, I just realised this. So, the original one was submitted quite some time back. Oh, did he remove it? He probably removed it. And they just re-released it as a version 2. That's what he did. Anyway. So, moving on, talking about this. There's a bit of a problem. We have a lot of animal-themed rocks. This isn't a pet rock, by the way. This is a completely different person. In fact, the funniest thing is, he also made the frog rock. Yep, I can quickly show you that. So, we'll look in the workshop. Who made it? It's Mr. Ideal. So, hey... It's a war between who can make the goofiest looking animal themed rocks. Ideal versus Keke. This is the ultimate showdown. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, it was made because we have a pug themed collection. Now, goofy? Yes, 100%. Look at him. He's stupid. He's ugly. Yes, I don't like pugs. I said it. Goofy, silly. I do think a lot of people would appreciate it. I do think over the course of from here and now, I think a lot of people will be appreciating this little goofy thing. But there is competition. We do have other animal rocks. So, will this be the one that's most beloved, or would the hamster rock still outbeat it, or maybe the frog rock, capybara, hermit crab? Who knows? It's awkward because I just don't know if we're going to see even more animal rocks being made and accepted. Hedge's Team Frog. No, I have all of the animals, I believe. I have capybaras, I have hamsters, I have frogs, I have tons of From Hell rocks as well. God, that went down in price by a lot. You know what? Let's just remind myself. How much has that gone down by now? Oh, I'm going to be scared. It's going to be like 50% now, isn't it? Oh, God, it's 54. Oh, God. Right, I bought a whole bunch of them at $3. Oh, dear. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you lose. But anyway, looking at this, I do think it's still going to go down in price. All right? That's the initial reaction I'm still expecting. But I do feel like Mr. Ideal will be making a whole lot more pug skins. Now, what does he do next? Is he going to make doors? Is he going to make a box? I have no idea. Maybe a pug rug? I didn't realise that's going to sound funny. Pug Rock. All right. Yeah. We've only got 2 skins so far in this collection. let's see what else gets made. At the moment, that Pug Furnace isn't holding up very great, but the more Pug skins we see being made and accepted, all the better for these two skins. When it turns into a full-fledged collection, very nice. Is he going to make weapons? Is he going to make clothing? Is he going to make... Oh, you know what? You could do head wrap, Pug head wrap. We can all be pugs. Yes, ideal. Do it. Anyway, okay. So, more the merrier. We need to see more. All the better for it. The more skins we see, the more people are invested into the whole collection. So, I am cautious. All the rocks aren't really doing super great at the moment. Maybe we are just better off doing a buy order. That means, with it being abnormal, we'll just wait until, we can do the abnormal buy orders and we'll look at the support afterwards. Sounds good? I know. I keep saying it, but you got to be safe. You don't want to accidentally spend too much money. So, all good. Right. We're going to now talk about the training Roadsign gloves. So, yeah, this was a bit of a random surprise. This is the first training skin to be accepted in about 2 years. The training collection was the go-to black collection before we had blackout. Yep, this came out in 2019. Very nice. Loads of people used it. Loads of people appreciated it. But it was already kind of expensive. That's the funny thing. I don't think it's going to be magically going up in price a ton. The real question is what happens next? Because this really did come out of the blue, like out of nowhere. The most recent, that's it. Like Mishka and Svonspa didn't make a training skin for over 2 years, and then the very second they do, it suddenly was accepted. So are they going to do more of it? Are we going to see more weapons, deplorables? Maybe some primitive skins. Maybe, I don't know. So I can't really react to this properly. It's awkward. It's just Roadsign gloves, but will this still go up in price? It's too late now because it's probably already been attacked. But I haven't noticed it here. Like, I don't see training near the front page. No. So, maybe people just didn't really care that much for it. What's that door skin doing there? Are you getting manipulated? Kind of. It looks like it might be. Every skin's getting manipulated nowadays, I swear. Anyway, so, looking at this, it's very nice, but by default, we just had a pair of Roadsign gloves. I'm thinking we're going to stick with it. This has a full collection already available. So I reckon that might be perfectly fine if you want to buy a skin that's most likely going to retain its value. So, it should be fine. Like, I saw someone sit there and say, oh no, the Pirate Roadsign gloves are now going to struggle. No, it's got its whole collection to be paired up with and whatnot, so that's still always going to be right. This is going to be reasonably okay, I'm sure. Like, if we just saw 12,000 sales for this, is this going to have less sales? I am actually looking forward to this. I think this is actually going to be a perfectly fine investment for something that's going to retain its value. What happens from here on now, I don't know. Because we already got boots and everything for this collection. It's awkward. But that's the only non-abnormal skin. This is the only regular skin of this week. So, hey, we'll just leave it to Wednesday and then make considerations. But that one's looking interesting, all right? And then lastly, we have the DIablo Small Box, another DIablo deplorable, because not too long ago we did have the wooden door. So, it looks like Mr. Eros is going to be making more deplorables. Are we going to see a large box now? Sheet metal door? Armoured door? Garage door? Who knows? I think the wooden style on a garage door would actually look really nice, so... yeah. Okay, so... small boxes. Let's just take a real quick look. Yes, Boba, I'm aware of your thing. Don't worry, mate. So, yeah. Had quite a lot of boxes this year. Only a couple of them holding up quite nicely. Oh, that's awkward. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that sells hardly any. But a nice, glow-in-the-dark, cool-looking small box skin, I think that'll get appreciated as time goes on. So whilst it might not sell that much this week, over the course of from here and now in the future, that actually might be quite an investment, because if it only does like 5,000 sales, I think that actually could rebound and go up in price very nicely and very steadily. So all the better for it. Now it's abnormal. There you go. You know what I was going to say. So it's abnormal. Don't want to rush into buying it. I'm going to leave it for now. But that right there, that one's looking pretty interesting. Simply because with all of these other skins here that definitely have a lot of interest, by default, it might be neglected, but that would mean much better profit potentially as an investment. So I'm going to leave it for now, and I do think Aeros will be making more deployable skins. Do you know what you can do? You can go to the workshop page, go to the comments and say, congratulations, are you going to make any more deployable skins? It's as simple as that. You can do it. So, right then. With that, that's the whole entire week. A very nice looking Rust door. I think a lot more people are going to be happier with this compared to the previous week. But, that's fine. Sometimes Rust doors are like this. We get an outrageous one week and a fairly tame one the other week. So, it is what it is. But we're used to this now. And you know what? That is actually a big Rust door with 11 skins. Maybe this is the period of time where we see this. Do you remember not too long ago? I brought up the point that the words that TGG passed on from Facepunch, that they wanted to do bigger Rust doors to test out and see what it looks like and whatnot. Well, if we see Rust doors like this, we're going to be a whole lot more happier, and you're probably going to see a lot more profits. So look at all these skins. I really do feel like at least 5 skins here are going to do 20,000 plus sales. I wouldn't be surprised that this is probably doing maybe up to 40,000. If it has the momentum like that kelp rug, all the better for it. But we got to wait and see, all right? We've got to wait and see. So we're never rushing into anything. We're taking our time. But if you happen to like it, buy it, use it, enjoy it. Support those skin creators. All the better. Okay, cool. Right, so what else do we have to really sit here and say? Not much, really. We've basically talked about everything. One thing that I can bring up to all of you next week. So the people in my stream are fully well aware of this, but I'm currently here right now streaming. This stream is the 995th stream that I've done on Twitch. Next week, next Thursday, is going to be my 1000th stream. I need to take a drink of water. I've been talking non-stop for like 40 minutes, but here's what I need to show you. Yep, I'm going to make an announcement video. I am going to have my 1000th Twitch stream next week for the Rust rotation. And if you'd like to come stop by and say hello and whatnot, I'm going to have to... if you find this goofy, I have to wear a catsuit next week. Yep. I'm going to try my best to try and be getting over it whilst I wait for the Rust door, and probably every hour or so, or whenever I do a major screw up in that game, I will be doing some Ruskin giveaways. So feel free to step in and say hello and whatnot. I greatly appreciate it, but I have been streaming since April 2021. I've been the grind. The grind has been non-stop. All right. I'm not a furry. It was a subscriber goal. All right. I got 150 plus subscriptions, and then I had to go buy the suit, and now I have to wear it for the 1000th stream. If you think that's bad, I currently have one for a maid outfit next. Well, that's if you get 250 subscriptions. Anyway, so that's on the horizon. That is next week, and if you do stop by and say hello, I would greatly appreciate it. And from here and now, who knows what's next? So, yeah, that announcement video probably will be appearing maybe in a couple of days' time. So we shall see. We shall see. I've been talking non-stop. Don't forget, you can always take a look at the likes of my Twitter if you want to be up to date with some silly goings on and whatnot in regards to Rust skins, or when I retweet stuff from skin creators. As you can see, Patrick here saying, hey, I got a skin accepted. All good, very nice. So yeah, the link to my Twitter is in the description, along with my Twitch as well, if you want to be around for the Twitch stream next week. And yeah, I guess that's everything. There is actually one more thing that I want to brag about, alright? You've got to consider watching my Rust Workshop skin checks. Guys, look at this. One refresh. How many skins this week were early picks? Well, we have the Grass Rug, and then we have the Pug Rock, and then we have the Abyss Tier 2 Training Roadsign Gloves, and the Ronin Tier 3. Look at all those early picks that happened, and you would have already been well aware of all of those skins if you went and watched my Rust Workshop skin checks, alright? So every single week, I'm looking at all the newest skins, and of course, we're trying to identify all the collection continuations, which I do add chapters for, so it's very easy to navigate if you only care about skipping to the specific skins. But yeah, consider watching this, because we were already well aware of all those skins, and hey, we probably already made some moves. Like, knowing about the high date kilt, we were already aware of like that. Oh, you can see the Ronin black gold one right there. Yeah, oh, cool. So, yeah, please consider giving that a watch. It's insightful, it's helpful, and yeah, you could watch it. I guess it's up to you. I'm stumbling now. I think I'm all done. So apparently I now have to lick my mouse. So thank you very much for that, Boba Rust. And with that, thank you very much for watching me today. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video. But the main thing is, with a lot of interest in all of these skins, the smartest approach is to take it slowly, calmly, because if you rush into anything, you're more likely going to make a mistake. And we are still going through the bad times. The player count is not looking great. It very likely will be worse next month. But we still have post-Christmas just ahead of us. December time, we'll see all those Christmas-themed skins going up in price. And by the end of December time, all skins will be going up in price. So yeah, very nice Rust rotation. Very nice to see it all. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you later. Thank you, and goodbye.